Hello and welcome. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and today I present to you the Lost Episodes, a new series in which we'll tie up some loose ends we weren't able to during our journey on Citadel Guard Adventures, either because we didn't have enough time, or a proper group for doing it on level, or any other reason. So this is basically, things that we could have technically done as we made our progress through the epics on the previous episodes, but chose not to do. For example, today we will be doing the Great Barrow. So you remember, you go to the Great Barrow at the end of Volume 1, you confront a Wight-lord inside, and you are saved by Tom Bombadil. And then you have the chance of coming back to the Great Barrow. But before we head to the place itself, we can pick some quests here in this camp. We can pick some quests along the way. So the first one is this one here.
Hello, friend. Could you help me with something?
Greetings again, Beriathan. I have been studying the materials you brought me from the Barrow Downs, and have learned much more since last we spoke. I would ask one last favor of you. This journal that you found for me contains a vast amount of knowledge. Through it, I have learned that the men of Cardolan buried many relics with their dead. It may be that some of these things may be made to help defend against such creatures as the Barrow-wights. The journal speaks of chalices that were buried in the Great Barrow itself. I wonder if you could go there and gather some for me. I am sure there are many of them deep inside the catacombs of the Great Barrow. And, well, this one here is not necessary, but it's a vector that a place we're going to, so might as well take it. Our forces were split when we entered the Barrow Downs and were set upon by wights, bargets, and all other minor fell creatures here. Some followed myself, while the others headed south. There is a place where the hill rises high and separates the southern Barrow Downs from the northern Barrow Downs. It is called Dead Man's Perch, and I pray that the name does not hold true. It overlooks southern Bray, and it's a flat area that we have oft camped at if necessary. I pray you find the others there. So these two, once again, quests that we didn't do during our initial time in the Brilland. We skipped the entirety of Dead Man's Perch, and we're still gonna skip most of it, but there is another quest that we can pick in there, so that's what we're going there. After going to Dead Man's Perch, we can finally go to the entrance of the Great Barrow, and there will be one more quest inside. So the idea with this new series is to show you those bits of story that we missed. So this is a story-centric series as the others that we do. That means that in the case of these instances, for example, we're not gonna discuss much the mechanics required of them, because we're gonna be doing this at low level, and we are not gonna have any issues with that. I might tell you something about the mechanics I remember about, but the main focus of this is just showing you the stories and the characters that we missed, because some of them are really nice and come into play later, and I think it's a shame that some players miss on this because they either don't have a group or are not interested in this kind of content to begin with. But there are many awesome things that happened during these instances. So we're gonna begin with the Barrow Downs. Here we have a nice view of Bray. I really hadn't noticed that you can get a nice view of Bray from here. So we're gonna begin with the Barrow Downs, and we're gonna move through the other ones as well. So Garth Garwen in the Lowlands, Fornos in the North Downs, Anuminas, Angmar, and many more. But once again, focused only on the story.
What do you need?
The others leave. This news fills me with hope. Now, we must focus our efforts on helping these folk and seeing that we too can escape from this accursed place. So this is just a vector quest that will let you pick some more quests in this camp. Bounties in here for crafting materials.
I'm sorry to trouble
this
you,
is
but will you
a
help me?
nice little quest line, but since this one doesn't take us to the Great Barrow, we're not gonna do it, at least not today. And same here, you have many quests dealing with the frontier of sorts between the Barrow Downs and the Old Forest. But what we want from here is this one, Purging the Dead.
With you a moment.
You've done good work dealing with those old wights, but I'll be honest with you, Beriathan. These are creatures of legend, and the legend runs deeper than these mounts can provide. The Great Barrow, called Othrongroth long ago, has always been a place that few are brave enough to face because of the legends of the powerful beings that once walked there. With the return of these legendary creatures throughout the Barrow Downs, I can only assume that more have risen within the Great Barrow. Othrongroth lies towards the southern end of the Barrow Downs. Doubt or not, I'd not go it alone if I were you. That Great Barrow is sure to be a bad place. Maybe you should take some friends. Maybe you just wait till you are high level enough that you can do it all on your own, as we are doing today. And why? Why did I decide to wait until I was high level to do it solo instead of looking for a group? Basically, the reason behind that is because if I'm doing this solo, I can do these things at my own pace. I can stop, talk to you about the nice little details that I noticed, or any other thing that I think of. But if you are running with a group, especially this kind of content that most players already know too well, chances are that you're gonna be doing this really quick, and we might not get the chance of stopping and checking what other things are there to see inside. So that's why I decided to wait until I was high level so that I can go in there by myself and take as much time as I want doing all this. And the last quest for the Great Barrow is here, Aradia.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
The age of the elves is over, Beriathan, and now the time has come for us to pass into the west. But ere we come at last to the Grey Havens beyond the land of the Halflings, we wish to do what little we can to help against the shadow that is once again rising in the east. Long ago, the Witch-king of Angmar sent many fell spirits out of Angmar and Rudauer to turn the Barrow Downs into a place of terror, and we sense that they are again stirring. We fear that more of these spirits have come with the intent of increasing their master's hoard in Breland. We would have you enter the Great Barrow and send these spirits back to their master. The spirits would likely be found behind a door displaying a skull. Othrongroth, the Great Barrow, is a terrible dread place. You should not enter Othrongroth alone, for it is a dark and dangerous place. Take those you can trust. So these are all the quests that have been within Othrongroth. There are a couple more that we could have technically gotten. For example, here on a southern Britown, here by the Reputation Hall, you can pick up some more quests, but that is basically for picking reputation items or defeating some of the bosses around the Barrow Downs, seeing how they are hit, and other barrows like One Thumb and Osgore, but no, well, Houtnachben and the like. But the Great Barrows itself are these quests that we just got. The entrance is right over here. You can choose to come over to the Barrow Downs to access it, or you can choose to enter through the instance finder, but since we needed to come here to pick up the quest, might as well use the door, right? So we're gonna begin with the maze. So what happens here with the Great Barrow, you need to complete the maze and Thadúr before you get the key to unlock Sambrog. So as you can see here, I don't have that key yet. I've never been to the Great Barrows, and we're gonna begin with the maze. No, level 85. No, that's too much for us.
The Great Barrow, the oldest and largest of the Edain mounds within the Barrow Downs, and home to some of the most terrifying servants of the Witch-king.
Maybe we could technically solo that, at least on tier 1, but that will take way longer than I intend for this episode. We can technically go at level 20. We're gonna face roll it anyways. But yeah, let us go at level 20. So, As you can see here, we will not get some of these quests if the level is too low. And there are some deeds associated with these instances. But some of those deeds can only be completed at level cap, so that's not too much of a hassle, really. What we're gonna do, actually, is just make our way through. And I think we can actually switch to a stalemate for this one. The range capabilities would do us... would be a great help. What is this? I mean, one of these doors is technically the entrance to Sambrog, but once again, we don't have that key. And god, it's been so long since I've run the maze that I'm no longer sure of what the way is, but I think we're on the right track. So you seem to remember this. And here do we have one of the ancient chalices. Oh my god, I was interrupted. So if you're running this on level, this part with the crawlers might be a little tricky. But once again, most groups are able to just breeze through this content. Last time I ran the Great Barrow on level was during the Helm's Deep days, I believe, at level 95 cap. And even then you were able to grab all the mobs up until this point, including those big crawlers, and burn everything down. If memory serves me right, you need to defeat the enemies in this area before you're able to proceed, or maybe we did it that way just to make that a little bit more manageable. But either way, after defeating those crawlers, we continue in here. Now, the question that I have in here, I would expect these chalices to be scattered across all three wings of the Great Barrow, so that's why I'm not worrying too much about them right now. And instead just focusing on finding a way. But once again, it's been so long. I think I need to relearn my way as well. I have no idea where I'm going. But it seems we have already defeated the 25 white that we needed. Yeah. Okay, you gotta keep looking for the way down. Well, not the way down, but the way forward, because the boss chamber is this one over here, I believe. And that means that I might be wrong, which seems to be the case. Yeah, I didn't expect this to... I know! Look, there is another path. This one over here. Once again, I used to know this place. I mean, I knew the way so well that I could reach this boss chamber in about 1-2 minutes. Took me way longer than I expected, but here we are at long last. So here we have the two bosses of the instance, Gardrink and Garthel. There you have them over there. They are brothers, but not much else is told on this quest text. Now, I do remember what are some of the mechanics for this fight. So, let me double check. So yeah, what we needed to do, I mean, if you are running this at level cap tier 2 challenge, you need to defeat these two guys at the same time, I believe it is. But they buff each other when they are close, and one of them, right now I don't remember exactly which one, but one of them will get a reflect. Not a reflect. It will absorb the damage and heal itself. And so you need to be very careful with your damage over times, your bleeds, and all those sustained effects. You gotta keep a close eye on that timer, because otherwise you're gonna have a really hard time. But since we're not doing tier 2 today, we can just get in here. Welcome, friends. You have entered your new tomb. Many kings have been buried here. Like them, you will serve us in death. No more talk. Die! Oh, and I think those arms. I seem to remember something along the lines of not defeating those ads. Not defeating the arms and those bodies. It's a little bit blurry, but there we go. Now, we have also unlocked a new deed, a Great Barrow Maze Wing. So, for this maze, as you see in here, you can get different quests, including the challenge that you need to complete to finish that deed, but you don't get those if you are not close enough on level. And you also got a new deed, the gate to Sambrog, and access to the depths of the Great Barrow and the Gaunt-lords Sambrog is gated by a key. One half lies with the maze, the other with Thadúr. So as you see here, yeah, you need to get the two halves of the key to be able to access the last part of the Great Barrow. Since we have completed the maze, we can now do the second half of it, and that is Thadúr. So, you might remember from the epics alongside Volume 1 and a little bit of Volume 3 as well, that Thadúr is one of the 5 Gaunt-lords that were created to oppose the wizards. And it was fun enough getting this lore on them on their own, but after In Their Absence was included, which we will also get to at some point in the Lost episodes, that was expanded way more, and I think it's also worth visiting or fighting each one of these Gaunt-lords before doing In Their Absence. We're about to fight Thadúr, and we had already confronted Ivar during the epic, and we'll get the chance of doing so again on Garth the Garwin. In Perendur, I believe it was, that we found on the troll shows, but that you can also find once again in Angmar. There was another one in the Photo Hill. I don't remember his name right now, and we also have Gortheron. So the plan is also to fight all those Gaunt-lords before doing In Their Absence, because there is also a great deal of in-game lore behind that. And here is the first part, Thadúr. So we're gonna go inside Thadúr. Once again, we're gonna do this at level 20. Not gonna bother too much
the Great Barrow, the oldest and largest of
with
the
difficulty or mechanic.
Barrow Downs, and home to some of the most terrifying servants of the Witch-king.
And to be honest with you, I don't remember at all how this Thadúr fight was at endgame. But Thadúr, I think, is the shortest one of them, because You just need to cross this room over here. You gotta defeat these battle callers to unlock the way through, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not as simple as just running through, but still it's very short. Okay. Thadúr's voice echoes through the chamber. Come and show me what you're truly made of. Oh, yeah, I do remember this one now. Here we have the last 2 chalices that we needed. And this is the moment in which being ranged on assailment is gonna be of great help, because you need to defeat this elite very quickly. And their number will increase as you defeat more and more of them, and you need to overcome this challenge before unlocking the way to Thadúr. So find the next 2 and do it quickly. 1 and 2. Impressive. Now for 3. Don't let up yet. 1, 2, and 3. Clear the 4 and be prepared to face me. Oh my god, where is the 4th one? Ah, here. You impress me. Find me in my watery throne and I shall end you myself. Not this one. Okay. It's gotta be one of these. It's all coming back to me bit by bit. But yeah, Thadúr is... yeah, watery throne. That does ring a bell. The challenge had something to do with that. The door open yet? No? Do we need to keep defeating this Wight? Ah, yeah, the way is open now. This one over here. So yeah, you do need to defeat the battle callers, whatever they are called, before unlocking the access and defeating the lights as well. And here we have Thadúr. But god, I don't remember what the challenge was with him. I do remember this room, but not the fight itself. Ah, fresh vessel for our host. Okay, that is enough. Let us fight him. I grow bored of this. My hounds will deal with you. So he will shield himself. Do you mock me with the refusal to die? Allow me to collect myself while you meet my friends. I do not have time to deal with these. You are making me angry. This is becoming quite frustrating. I must rest and then I will deal with you once and for all. I presume you have a reason for disturbing me for this long? This must end now. Okay. Thadúr was defeated. And we have a new deed, the Great Barrow Water Wing. So, once again, a few quests to complete, including the challenge. But we have also completed the gate to Sambrog. We've gotten this key. Let me see what else we got. We got a Warden shield. Looks kind of nice. I might keep this one. Why not? Jewelry and trophies, bounties, but not too good. But this skull key is the bigger one. These boots. Now, I can live without that. Now, you need to use the key to get the passive skill and be able to open the door when you enter the last wing, Sambrog, and that's where we're headed next. Now, as you can see here, we are only missing the 15 fell spirits, so this one must be part of the Sambrog's wing. And you will see here now, we have unlocked access to it, and we can enter Sambrog.
Othrongroth, the Great Barrow, the oldest and largest of the Adain mounds within the Barrow Downs, and home to some of the most terrifying servants of the Witch-king.
Now, if you are paying attention, or if you've been paying attention, you will realize that we have visited this place when we were doing the epic. So this was the place in which the Witch-king and Gorgrim were discussing their plans. I think Ivar was also in here, but they escaped. But yeah, we're gonna get a rematch against Sambrog. We just need to find a way through. We have triggered these mobs to appear. Do we need to... yeah. Keep running around and trigger more of them. Is that it? Or where else do we need to go? Okay. And as you can see there, the door upstairs is open now. We're able to continue. Enemy is defeated. This is the door that requires a skull key, as you can see there. Now, let us proceed. Gotta keep an eye open for those spirits. I think Sambrog will summon some of them at least. Not entirely sure. We need reinforcements now. You do need reinforcements, that's true. Okay. So where do we need to go now? Okay, that one is locked. Not entirely sure if that one will open, if there is another requisite to unlock that door, or if that is part of the old design, because back in the day, these 3 instances were one single instant. So you only needed to enter Great Barrow and you were able to fight the Mace, the brothers, Thadúr, and then Sambrog. It was really important that at least one member of your party had the skull key, so that he or she could unlock the way for the rest of you. But that changed at some point. And now, well, since they are separated into wings, and most of the instances during the original Shadows of Angmar timeline had this happen to them, you might still see remnants of that old design, like the doors that lead nowhere, or apparently lead nowhere, but back in the day used to connect those areas. Here we have more of these spirits that we need to fight for the last quest that we're doing. Just need to double check if there are more things around here. And we'll unlock our way as we go. Okay, more spirits in here. And that will open the door, as you can see. Now we're missing 4 more of these spirits. It seems we don't need to wait until we fight Sambrog to complete that quest. No, that was it. And as you can see here, you gotta be really careful with your pulls if you're doing this on level. You might get stormed, but if your DPS is good enough, once again, you shouldn't have any troubles, because that's the other thing. This instance, back in the day, had only 1 level for you doing it, and that was level 20. But at some point, when it was broken into wings, it was also made scalable to many more levels. But it seems part of the process of doing that, well, some instances have not scaled that well. And that means that they have not adjusted to the increasing damage for most classes. And as such, if your DPS is going up, you don't need to worry too much about many things in here. So here is Sambrog. We'll get a little bit closer so that you can take a look at him. And you'll see, this is the guy that we fought at the end of the Great Barrow on Volume 1. And I think this is even the same spot in which we fought him before. Maybe not, I'm not sure. But yeah, Tom Bombadil came to the rescue last time, but we don't need Tom this time to do the work for us. We can pretty much take care of ourselves now. Welcome. You have come quite far to end such a meaningless existence. Oh. So... I don't remember what was the challenge in here. I do remember Sambrog was the hardest of them all to complete on challenge. And it had something to do with these puddles, but once again, it's been so long since I've done the Great Barrow. Bottom line, you unlock once again another one of these deeds for the quest and the challenge. Now, something important to keep in mind is that on any of the Great Barrow wings, you wouldn't get all the quests at once. They are bestowed random upon entrance, and you can only get like 2 of them at a time. So you need to do this a few times and be lucky with the RNG before you're able to complete that deed. But that's basically it. And that was basically it for the Great Barrow, it seems. So now we only just need to make our way back and turn in this quest as we go.
Megavanen.
You have done well, Beriathan. Nevertheless, we shall sojourn here a short while longer to see that evil does not come to the simple folk of this land. You can get a shield and a cloak. I'm not particularly fond on the looks of any of them, so I'm not gonna worry too much about that. Now we go back to the Dead Man's Bird, and then to the entrance to the old forest. Now what do you do? No. Outrun, what's the one? I was trying to toggle. But yeah, as you can see here, even running this on level 20 and basically phase rolling the content, if you're doing all those 3, it still takes some time. So that's another reason why I'm doing this like this. over-leveled and doing this as fast as I can, because you barely get enough time in one episode to complete a full instance cluster like we did today with the Great Barrow, and further down the line the Thadúr the Ravager, Fornost, and the others. It does take a while, even if you're doing this over-level.
How can I be of service?
You are a valiant man, my friend. You have succeeded where many would fail. Truthfully, I would never dare. Thank you greatly for your help. I believe that Bree is safer for your actions. No. No. And no, once again, just take any. And complete the last quest back at the camp. And yes, we still have some quests that we have not done here in the Barrow Downs. And I think we have also not done the quest in the Vale of Andrath, among other areas in Brilliant. I'm still trying to decide if I'm doing a full completionist run on each area, doing every single quest there is to do. But so far, what I've been doing with just completing the deeds and moving on, after a while, it works better for me. So basically, yeah, sound off in the comments below if you would like me to tackle the missing content on each one of these areas, the other quests and instances that we have not done, or if you are happy with me continuing like this. Maybe not all of them, but the most impactful of them.
How can I be of service?
I confess that I was half afraid you would not return. You found the Chalices. Oh, wonderful. I cannot say that this would help at all against such dread fiends as the Barrow Wights, but they might still have some value. Strictly historical, of course. I will take this at once to someone who might find them of interest. Let me check. Oh my god, this stuff looks kinda boring. Well, the chest piece is simple, but it's elegant in its simplicity. And the sword looks kinda cool too. I think I'm gonna go with the sword. And it seems that's basically it. As you can see, there are no follow-up quests to any of these. It's just a way for the game to get you to encourage you to run these instances, as you will find most of these NPCs just by running around the Barrow Downs. And yeah, it's like a way of saying, hey, this thing exists. Check it out. You need a group to do it, but check it out. Or wait, like we have done today. So yeah, this was it for the last episode in the new series. And once again, let me know in the comments down below what you think of it, and be sure to check for the next one. We're coming to the Red Swamp, Thadúr the Ravager, and then Fornost, and after that, who knows? We'll see. What else have we missed, and what else we can complete now and further down the road. For the time being, thank you so much for watching, my friends. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.